छोकरा kan बाहर बोलता कि नहीं तुम अंदर क्यों नहीं हो घर कौन मासी नाम why you अंदर
Hey everybody, so I wanted you guys to see this, you can clap for the movie is made by, the movie is made by Stalin. It's about 10 years old, but it's still pertinent. 10 years, not much has changed. I wanted to share with you that this still happens, and what better way than a movie. And it's very important because they're kids. How do they know that this happens? And they clearly tell the answer. We just know because it's part of our world. So I want to share with you what is this history for like 10 minutes, and then we'll go into the table read. And part of my series, or whatever I'm doing here is, my name is Siddhartha Valichar. I'm a Dalit Indian writer, and I want to tell stories of my people, and those are my people. As part of that, I want to help you guys unlearn India. A lot of India has been shared with you guys, but anybody and everybody who has shared India with you has been a privileged caste person, not a Dalit. If you have watched this movie today, then yes, a Dalit person has shared their story with you. But if you have not, which is millions of Americans out there, they don't know this story. So I'm going to help and do my part in sharing my true story, a Dalit Indian story. I'm going to give you a history and background because history for a people is very important. And the struggle in India is Dalit history is never shared. So I'm going to share that with you. And then we'll talk about Hindu gods. Because a lot of you have, I'm sure, Ganeshas in your house, perhaps. Buddha too. And there is a huge Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and everything that goes on. We'll just touch upon it a little. And then I wanted to share something very, something which Americans will understand. And I thought, gerrymandering, and I'm learning about it too. I thought I'd put that in there and share with you a little bit of history still. It's all history, my Dalit history. Just to give a brief background, that is caste. Caste is placing worth on someone based on birth. Not by actions, not by their virtues, or not by their great deeds that they do, but straight up by birth. And also, some are considered filthy by birth. And the biggest problem here is that those who are considered worthy will always stay worthy, and those who are considered filthy don't have a mechanism to move up and down in the hierarchy. They can never be worthy. Which is why that 8-year-old kid, why can't his friends put their arm around him? What did he do wrong yet? Did he kill a cat? What did he do? Nothing, right? He's just born a Dalit. So that's the point here. With no means. There is no means for that mobility in society. So that's a very important point. Just to give you, Brahmins are on the top. They're only 3% of the population. And do read this as just Hindu population. There are Muslims there, Christians there, Jews, Parsis, and Sikhs. It does translate into those religions, but for the purpose of keeping it short, I'll stick to Hindu religion, Brahmin Hindu religion. And as I show there is downward mobility. If you look at the top of the pyramid, it says Brahmins are priests and academics. That doesn't mean they are doing just that. Generals in Indian army are Brahmins. So if you see, they took the second row already. There are merchants. There are huge financiers who are Brahmins. So downward mobility is always there. But a Kshatriya, those second in rank, can never be a priest in a Hindu temple. Only a Brahmin man can be a priest in Indian temple. So I just wanted to show that there is downward mobility. Some of us who teach about caste system fail to do that. And it almost feels like, oh, all Brahmins are sitting in the libraries and doing some academic stuff and being spiritual in some temple. No, when they need to wield arms and slash people's throats, they do. Next, please. So, history again. The first and foremost person who ever challenged caste system is Buddha. And his real India is what I want to show. And it says, and later on, the next person who challenges caste system to that large extent of emancipating millions is Dr. Ambedkar. And as for him, you can see his quote. The history of India is nothing but the history of mortal conflict between Buddhism and Brahmanism. We'll see that in a second. Dr. Ambedkar, time is short. History is 3,000 years old, Indian history. So I'm going to just skip through these and get to the table read pretty soon. But Dr. Ambedkar was born on 14th April 1891. He died on December 6th. So this, for me, is also very meaningful. His death anniversary, which we call Mahaparinirvana, then was this past Friday. He is also the architect of Indian Constitution. And his final act, final suggestion for Dalits was to leave Hindu fold and convert to Buddhism. And that's what he did himself, along with 500,000 followers. So, going to the next one actually. These are Hindu gods. You must kind of, I don't even have to tell you who they are. Kali, Rama, Shiva, Narasimha, maybe that's the person you may not know, and then Vishnu. If you go to the next one, please. And these are gods of other religions. Can you go to the next slide? Is there a question there? Okay, can you go back actually? I always ask a question, what do you see as the difference between Hindu gods and gods from other religions? And it is weapons. Religions preach equality, liberty, fraternity, at least Buddhism does. And also, whether followers do follow their teachings or not, they do say, oh, treat your neighbor as they do you, as they treat you, or one or the other. You figure it out. Well, thanks for bearing with me on that one. So this goes back to, if you go, I'll read it in English actually, you can actually go there. Basically, Hindu gods have a purpose. This is Vishnu reincarnated as Krishna. And Bhagavad Gita says this. Whenever there is a decline in lawfulness, I descend myself in order to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants. I advent myself millennium after millennium with weapons. The point here is, what law are they upholding? And the law that they are upholding is caste system. And caste system is a system of inequality. You can't say it by walking into a room and say, hey, we will all treat these guys subpar. Because they'll take arms and fight against you. So I need to come to you with weapons, not the arms like 10 arms, but weapons, and make sure that I keep them down. So that's the purpose of Hindu gods. every Hindu god in Mahabharata, Ramayana, Vishnu, everything, they are actually enforcing caste system. There's much more to share, but I'll move forward. I'll leave these as like cliff notes for you guys to call me back and check with me. So gerrymandering. There is an important point which we saw over there where it says that Dr. Ambedkar was the architect of the Constitution and he's a Dalit. How is it possible? The point I wanted to show with gerrymandering is how cutthroat Indian Brahmins are, that they're willing to chop off their India to make sure that a Dalit doesn't come into their constituent assembly. So in 1946, they ensured that Dr. Ambedkar doesn't get elected from any district from which he fights in India. So Dr. Ambedkar in 1946, before independence, they want to make a constituent assembly. He is defeated from every single district. And his party kind of loses because Brahmins ensure that financially, socially, they don't come into power. So what is a Dalit group who are way out here in East Pakistan? A Dalit elected leader in East Pakistan tells Dr. Ambedkar, please don't worry, I will resign. You come over here and we'll make sure that you get elected. So Dr. Ambedkar goes over there and he gets elected from these two districts. These two districts have 55% Dalit community. Indian National Congress, run by Brahmins, happily just give it off to East Pakistan so that he is not a representative of independent India. That's gerrymandering for you. Not districts, the countries. And when we have time, I'll also share why even Pakistan formed. The resolution to make Pakistan was passed in Indian National Congress's office. Not Muslim League. Indian National Congress's office. And the ball guy was sitting in there. Gandhi was sitting in there. He made 12 fasts throughout his life and one till death. Not to stop India and Pakistan from becoming two, but to oppose Dr. Ambedkar. But I just wanted to show you through this that they have used any and every means to put down Dalits. And it is still a struggle between Brahmins and Dalits, India's history. And I wanted to, I think that was the last slide. We will skip question and answers for now, I think. The actors are very eager to get over here. So this is my story. This is my Dalit people's story. I also know that many of these documentaries don't get watched. There is a section of the population which watches them, and there's a section that doesn't. So I wanted to show a story that I have written, which is much more appealing, palatable. So we'll listen to about 5 scenes from it. The 5 scenes are spread out, so I will step up each time and kind of bridge them for you guys. With that, we'll start scene 1.